And we are back. And we're back with more of Cabomil News and Community Update. I'm Claudia Velo. Thank you for listening to us. And I am here with Luciano Ginocchio of Ginnochio's Gallery, which is located at El Mercado. And we have also Aysha Asconiga, who is a wonderful artist who has her recent work entitled La Coraza del Abandono, the Shield of Abandonment, being exhibited at Luciano's Gallery. And so welcome to both of you and thank you for being here.
Hey, Claudia.
Thank you.
Aysha, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your work?
First, thank you for inviting us for your program. I'm Aysha Asconiga. I'm a Peruvian artist, plastic artist. I study in Peru and then take some courses in New York since 2014. I finished the studies and then I started to show my art to the world. Ay, no sé.
What else?
Es que
what
me
else?
cuesta
No, go ahead,
inglés.
go ahead. Luciano, can you interject and tell us a little bit more about Aisha's work?
Absolutely, and I was about to suggest that if Aisha feels more comfortable speaking Spanish, I guess the people are always willing to listen to her transmit more fluently, right? And
absolutely, I think that would work great.
Yeah, absolutely. So Aisha Asconiga, she's a Peruvian artist, as you just said, emerging, of course, but she's been working for around 10 years in the medium now, and she has already exhibited in several art fairs, including art fairs in Japan, and her work is part of different collections from all Latin America. So she works mainly with collage. That's her main medium. Although she has worked with several other mediums, and her collage is also composed by painting and embroidery. It's really mixed media. She with a lot of different textures and layers. It's quite an interesting work to see. It's hard to describe without any images, but it's definitely interesting for the eye. And also, there's a lot of concept behind it that I think that she might share something, un poco del concepto, Aisha, atrás de tu...
Sí, o sea, puedo hablarlo en español, ¿no?
Sí. Sí, contestas en español y luego ya Luciano lo comenta en inglés. Something that you mentioned, Luciano, it's very, very true because I was fortunate enough to see her work is you have to, it's something that you almost have to watch it in person. It's not something that comes across in digital media just as powerfully as the work does in person. So there's the invitation to go to Ginocchio's gallery because it really, you don't see enough or you don't perceive enough of the beauty of her works just by looking at it through an image.
Absolutely, and it's one of those pieces that even though they are very interesting to the eye in the image, you just can't, as you say, Claudia, you just can't feel the depth of it digitally.
Yeah.
The layers that she works with, all the textures, it's quite the live thing to see. And it will be up in the gallery until mid-June, around the 20s.
Awesome. Aisha, can you tell us about your exhibit, La Coraza del Abandono? What is your proposal for this group of works?
Bueno, básicamente mi trabajo, el trasfondo que quiero transmitir es la época que vivimos de individualismo y consumo que podemos presenciar hoy en día y cómo todos estos estímulos externos nos pueden moldear. Básicamente lo que me interesa es reflejar la fragilidad humana. Y para esta exposición en la galería, el tema central es el amor. Lo difícil que es crear estos vínculos amorosos por esta fragilidad humana, donde hay tantos estímulos externos que nos pueden de alguna manera afectar para crear lazos realmente verdaderos, ¿no? Y el ego es, por ejemplo, uno de los elementos que más trato, que es un impedimento para poder crear relaciones puras o verdaderas, ¿no? Digamos. De
Claro.
eso trata la exposición que van a poder ver en la galería.
Wow.
So, a quick translation. I imagine most people speak some Spanish, so they can get more direct information from what she just said. But a quick translation would be that her body of work is centered on the human condition and how consumerism and modernity and the speed of it all affects us in several ways. In this case, she specifically is working with love and all sorts of love, and how our sensibilities are shaped by the previously mentioned consumerism and speed, and how the ego is this cuirass that the name is talking about, that protects our deepest, most sensitive parts from being touched or being exposed. This is a very common thing if you think about it, right? We see it, talks about it, books about it all the time. And well, this is her take on it, and how we shape that cuirass in the way that it protects us, but it's also limiting us to be able to connect with other people and to form genuine and pure relationships.
Right.
So,
Y
perdón, Aisha.
sí,
Dime.
sí, y creo que, o sea, si me preguntaran por qué escogí el amor como tema central, creo que para mí es uno de los elementos donde más fácil se puede ver reflejada toda esta fragilidad, ¿no? Entonces, por eso me pareció importante como partir desde ese punto para que luego esto se proyecte a muchos aspectos de la vida, ¿no?
Right. So, the reason why she picked love as a central theme for this series is that it's one of the easiest or clearest way to see how what we were talking earlier. It's a thing, right? It affects us directly, and it's interesting to see. And something that was very cool is that during the exhibition, all the people who came by, obviously, as usual, you talk with the people about what they see, what they feel, what they see the pieces. And without even reading the curatorial text yet or talking with Aisha a lot, they immediately started talking about these themes and obviously projecting their own situation into it. So it's a very interesting mirror example, no? How mirrors work and reflecting how you're feeling and how the work makes this happen, right? Makes this visible.
Yes, it's very interesting to see how you see her work and you somehow feel identified with one piece or the next, and then you give it your own interpretation, which I think it's what makes it so valuable.
Yes.
It's
Ujú.
really amazing. Um, Aisha, how has the pandemic affected or challenged your artistic development?
Bueno, para mí esta exposición también es muy importante y significa mucho porque es la primera vez que estoy exponiendo luego de un año y medio.
Wow.
Eh, Lamentablemente la pandemia nos ha afectado a todos, pero creo que en el ámbito artístico ha sido muy fuerte, ya que si bien se han seguido haciendo exposiciones virtuales, como conversábamos, tanto el teatro como el cine, como muchos medios artísticos, creo que es algo que tiene que ser en vivo, o sea, la sensación no es igual en vivo que virtualmente, ¿no? Y
Mhm.
creo que eso ha sido un gran punto en contra que hemos tenido los artistas. Y, y bueno, nada, ya volviendo un poco más a la normalidad, ¿no?
Mhm.
Por otro lado, creo que también ha sido una oportunidad para replantear la obra, ya que también de lo que hablo en mi obra, lo que comenté de todos estos ciclos súper rápidos que vivimos, que no nos hacen estar muy presentes, no nos hacen profundizar un poco de lo que realmente queremos reflejar. Entonces creo que ha sido una oportunidad también para replantear la obra y poder darle un giro, ¿no?
Mhm.
So basically, it's one of the main things that is more important to Aisha right now is that coming from Lima, Peru, where, for example, we didn't we didn't feel it so much here, you know, in the sense of lockdown. And in Lima and Buenos Aires, in most of the southern countries, they're still on lockdown. And she hasn't exposed in a year. She hasn't done anything physical in a year. So of course there was a lot of opportunities in digital media and a lot of evolution in that sense. But again, this work is very much so essential, and also the feeling and the sharing. So that's one of the most important things I think that Aisha also talked to me about while we were mounting it. She was very excited. I remember, like, mounting everything up. It's like I haven't done this in ages. You know, it felt like a new life. And
Yeah.
also because of how the pandemic made everything a little bit even quicker, right? Even faster than it was. It was an opportunity for her to reshape her work, reshape the way she proposes her work.
Yes.
So yeah, that's two things. But she didn't say anything personal, and I think maybe Claudia, you were trying to go a little bit that way, or not at all.
No, well, but in her answer, when she talks about how the pandemic, out of all the industries that it has affected, in particular, art is something that has to be perceived in person. Even not only plastic works, but performances, music, all this, and how the pandemic has really affected that aspect more than many others. I think that's very, very interesting and quite on point, because it's absolutely true. I mean, digital has helped, and definitely technology has helped communication and maintain this sense of being connected. But there are things that we have to see in person, and Aisha's work is one of those. So I guess that was what I wanted to get to. So yeah. Aisha, can you tell us about your upcoming projects, or projects that you're currently working with that involve your attention and your creativity? I think you're on mute.
It's a mute again. Yeah.
Perdón. Bueno, siempre paralelamente trabajo este tema, el que he presentado en la galería, no tanto específicamente el del amor, pero la fragilidad humana. Y paralelamente, hace 2 años estoy desarrollando un proyecto sobre la trata de personas en la Amazonía peruana, a raíz de la minería ilegal. Y bueno, es un proyecto que he investigado mucho, he tenido varios viajes a la selva y finalmente lo voy a mostrar este año también en una exposición. Y me parece también importante que el arte visibilice problemas que normalmente no nos enteramos, ¿no? O sea, creo que hay también como una responsabilidad, no sé si social, pero una responsabilidad como artista, hablando personalmente, de poder visibilizar temas así, ¿no?
So Aisha, as we said earlier, she works always with the human condition, and she's been developing for 2 years now. 2 years?
Yes, 2 years. Mm-hmm.
She's been developing for 2 years this project where, in the same type of work with the collage and the mixed media, she is exposing or giving exposure to the illegal human
Trafficking.
Thank you, Claudia. in the Peruvian Amazonas. And this comes actually from illegal minery. So it's a whole social situation where Aisha believes that we, as artists, they have the maybe obligation or opportunity to make something aesthetic that is also giving a message through, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Through, and trying to make change from that point of view. So actually this year she's going to expose that project that's been building up for a lot of time. 2 years is a lot of time for a project and a lot of investigation. She has traveled to the different parts of the Amazonian forest in Peru. So it's quite an interesting thing. When is it
Where are
going
you
to...
going to be? Where is your exhibit going to take place?
It is in October.
October, and where?
In Madrid.
Ah,
In
nice.
a cultural center.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is one part of the that I sold the pieces. One part of them came from a foundation in Peru for little kids that are slaves.
Parte de los que
De las ganancias
de las se va a esa
a esta organización de a esta
okay,
fundación.
So part of the proceeds from the sales of the art will go to benefit this foundation, which
Yes.
are children that were
son rescatados.
That are rescued. Okay, excellent. Luciano, anything else you'd like to add? And to, well, of course, the invitation to go to the gallery is there, but please, anything else and closing remarks?
Well, I mean, yeah, of course, the invitation, just reminding that the exhibition is going to be up until mid-June. We're in the gallery from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So there's a big time lapse. You can have something to eat here at Merkado, the regular. And we're still going to have a lot of other stuff coming up. Apart from that, I am really happy that actually Aysha could come all the way here from Peru. It was a whole experience to be with her, mounting up. I mean, we had a lot of time to share about the pieces, share about the concept, just really get in there. And actually, before she's leaving, Aysha, she leaves this Friday, and we're going to host a little meet and greet. She will be here working in some pieces, just leaving everything neat before she leaves. So we're inviting everybody who wants to come and swing by, just a really cozy, nothing formal at all, get together, to get to meet her, to listen to her, and get more insight in all of this that we're talking in the program, right? So it's an amazing opportunity. She will be here most of the day. I'll be here most of the day, so I'll be happy to see you guys.
And when is that?
Thursday. This Thursday.
So this Thursday, which is June the 3rd, stop by Luciano. Well, stop by Ginnochio's gallery and get to meet Aysha and chat with Luciano and see her work firsthand, because it's beautiful and it will move you. It's something that really moves you and makes you think about things you didn't expect to be thinking about. So I think that's what makes it very, very interesting.
Thank you.
You liked a piece particularly, right, Claudia? I remember you were seeing for a long time. You were seeing
I did.
It's called in el interior. Inside.
In el interior. Yeah, that is my favorite. That is my favorite. And I also it's very interesting, and people should stop by the gallery and talk to you, Luciano, because sometimes there's this idea, especially locally, that art should be used as decoration.
Right.
But there are pieces of art that are not just that. There are pieces that when you see them on a daily basis, they make you think, and they move things within you that you didn't expect. And I think that's what makes real art. And Aysha's pieces are some of those. So yeah, definitely stop by. Don't miss this opportunity.
Amazing, Claudia. Thank you for introducing that fact. Actually, I loved how you used just, right? The word just. It's important because I believe the same as you. Art should make you think, should make you feel, even if it's something that you don't quite like feeling or makes you a little bit uncomfortable. Obviously, you're not going to keep that in your house, but if it does make you feel or think stuff that you're interested in delving into, like getting into that deeper, it's an amazing way to do it. That's the main function of art since the beginning of time. That's how art was invented, or why it was invented for. And then again, why you say just, I think it's very important, because for me, it also has to be decorative.
Oh, absolutely.
Because there's a lot of art that makes you think or makes you feel, but it's not necessarily aesthetic, or it's not necessarily functional for a living room, which you might want to share that feeling or thinking with the people that you invite. It's also a conversation piece. It's a whole thing.
Yes.
So great. Thank you for reminding us of that.
Yeah.
And I would be happy to talk about that, because there's also this belief that gallerists are like very unreachable sometimes, or like very
Yeah.
sale focused. Of course, we want to sell, but we also do this because we love this. We feel passionate about this, just as the artists, right? We are also a way of like a bridge. I like to think of myself as a bridge to the artists and the people and giving the space. So it's way more than just selling, and it's enjoyable. I always enjoy a good coffee and a good chat. So everybody's welcome.
Awesome. I like that. That's it. I love going to galleries. It just it makes me enjoy the place that I live in, and so that's also always great. So Luciano's Ginocchio's gallery, Luciano Ginocchio will be there. The gallery is at El Mercado, the back part of El Mercado. And you will also get an opportunity to meet Aisha. Don't miss it. Her work is amazing. And don't trust me, just go for yourself and check it out. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything that you do. And we'll catch you next time. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Claudia.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.